day to you all people. Welcome to our Women's Empowerment Show, My Women. You know that sexual violence is a serious public health problem which impacts every community and affects people of all genders and ages. And any person at all can experience or even perpetrate sexual violence. And sadly, the perpetrator is usually someone known to the victim, such as a friend, co-worker, current or former intimate partner, neighbor, or even family member. Today, our special guest, the SOULSISSY, will rub minds with us on the negative phenomenon of sexual violence. But before that, let's take our theme song, She Is a Woman by Riala from Ghana. We'll be right back.
Educated, talented, she knows her worth. She's cultural, a woman of substance. And when she walks, the world will stop and stare. She's a woman. And fearless, she knows her worth. She's graceful, a woman of substance. And when she walks, the world will stop and stare. She's a
Women. Welcome back to My Women, good people, and thanks for joining us, beloved sister SOULSISSY, sister ANTHONIA.
Hello, guys. Hello, hi.
Hello,
guys. Fine, thank you. And good afternoon to you and to your viewers.
Good afternoon to you and to your viewers and to your listeners. We are so glad you could join us today. Kindly introduce yourself to the good people watching you live on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. Okay. Thank you again to yourself for having me and to your wonderful viewers and listeners too. Let me first and foremost apologize. There's going to be a bit of background noise. It's because I have my kids around. The mother that I am. So you should forgive me for that. My name is Gloria Antonia Agyemang. I am the SOULSISSY, and I'm a broadcast journalist. I've been in radio for over 20 years. I'm a mother of four. I've been married for 9 years. I have a charity, a foundation that seeks to empower mothers called the Happy Mamas Foundation. Basically, I think that is me. I host a love and relationship and sex program on radio. I am a counselor. Where would you put me? I think that's about all.
You are a counselor and the queen of the airwaves.
I try.
Such an accomplished broadcast.
Thank you so much.
We are so happy to have you today, SOULSISSY.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go straight to our chat for today. You know, we've been having a series of discussions over the past three weeks or 1 month about domestic violence and violence against girls and women in general. So today, as we all know, we are going to discuss about sexual violence. So please, can you tell us what sexual violence is all about?
Okay. Sexual violence is any act perpetrated against anybody. It happens to women and to men, even though the statistics shows more women are victims. So it is any sexual act or any attempt to obtain sexual act, from one person without their consent. Any form at all it is, without their consent. The key word here is any sexual act that you want to obtain from somebody else without their consent. So it is every form of violence related to sex that one person wants to get from another without the person's consent. That is basically what sexual violence is.
Oh, okay, that's so. Are there any forms of sexual violence?
There are a lot of forms. Unfortunately, it's include even partners who are living together as husband and wife, or even living in committed relationships, who have one person wants sex, the other person doesn't. So it is sexual abuse from partners, sexual abuse from acquaintances, from police. So it's rape, it's incest, sexual harassment, sexual exploitation, and it could be against a child, a teen, or even an adult. So there are these forms of sexual violence. Rape, intimate sexual assault, unwanted, contact or sexual touching, even from colleagues. All of these are bottled in sexual, violence. I don't know if you can hear me, Grace.
Our viewers are complaining there is echo. So we will try as much as possible to.
From my background.
Yeah, from your side. I don't know if your phone is silent. Is on silent mode.
My phone is silent. Actually. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Then we will try as much as possible to control it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So
I will try. I am so sorry. I have to apologize.
It's okay. Don't worry, sis. I know there are so many children there, and we all have children.
Yeah.
So since domestic violence is, I say domestic. Okay, sexual violence is part of domestic violence. Sexual violence is mostly unreported, as it involves relatives, sometimes household workers, and even parents. So, do you think society is coming to terms with this menace?
I like the word you chose. It's a menace. Society coming to it as to terms with it. I don't know. Maybe yes, we are calling, but we are not there yet because we still have some of these sexual issues unreported. We still have people who go and then we say let's resort to ADR, as in alternative dispute resolution. And so they sit. Let's say, "Yeah, let's bring it home. Let's discuss it home. Let's sit as a family." Even when the issue is reported, even when it's gone to the police station, we will get issues where an elderly person will say, "Oh, I have gone in. I want to take the case out because I am what do you call it? I am the head of family, or I am this. I am an uncle. I am that." So society hasn't gotten over that. Unfortunately, some of us. I would recommend. I will commend society because, well, apart from rape is where in Ghana here people are jailed between 10 and 25 years. I think it is the one that is dishing out very severe punishment. But apart from rape, all the others go unpunished, or we resort it to ADR. So society is not coming up or is not, getting over this issue. Society is still holding. Society is still shielding, some of these bad acts. And unfortunately, we need to work at a certain speed because sexual violence is still going on. It's still, being perpetrated by people who sometimes the unfortunate thing is that they will quote a certain amount. They say, "Come and pay this figure," and that's all. But no amount of money can really, guys, make up for everything. No amount of money can make up for a woman's pain, for the act, her self-esteem that is broken. No amount can make up for the loss. So society, no, we are still not doing a good job. Here in Ghana, yeah, well, yes, maybe we are trying to punish, but especially it's only rape that really has given that in. And also I think defilement, yes, defilement also, as in sexual abuse against children, is also getting a lot of severities. I mean, people are being punished for it. But the others, the minor others, the unfortunate thing is when rape happens between a wife and a husband, they think that it's normal. You should contain it. Those things and those side, I think society still hasn't gotten it. Still hasn't gotten it. Great.
Rape or sexual violence among couples. I believe that in intimate partner sexual violence, men who coerce their spouses into sexual acts believe that their actions are legitimate. Thinking that after all, I'm married to you, you are my wife, and I can do whatever I want. But do you think that they are doing the right thing?
No, it can never be right. You see, the beauty in sex, I always tell people, is the fact that you are my husband or you are my committed partner. The beauty in it is that, Grace, we have all agreed to do this beautiful thing. That is the beauty in it. We agreed to engage in a sexual act, experience sex together, climax together. That is the beauty. You have my consent, and then we do it together. But the fact that I am your wife doesn't mean that you should just take it anytime. I'm a human being. I don't always would want sex, no. Okay, but as and when we can just, even if I really am not in the mood, there is a way, Grace, you can go about it and get me into the mood rather than just trying to take it by force. Okay, it does a lot of bruises to us, to our self-esteem, to our emotional build-up, and men don't seem to take it. I mean, they don't seem to understand. I am your wife, but imagine that you are my husband, and I want sex, and you say I can't give it. Maybe, honey, I'm tired or that, and then I decide to sit on you and then pounce on you and take my bite just because you are my husband. I don't have the energy. I don't have the strength to do that. So as a woman, well, maybe I wouldn't even want to do that. My husband says he's not ready for sex. Oh, then I turn and I go away. But why can't men understand the same for us women, that as human beings, I won't always want sex. If you come, you coerce, you cajole, and I still am not interested. There are other things we can do. We don't have to do penal sex. We can just cuddle together, do something to make up for the loss. But if it has to end up in raping me because I am your wife, then I think that it's not right. It doesn't matter. I am your wife, but it's not right. You should respect me. I am your wife. I am not your maid servant. I am your wife. I am not. I don't even know. Is that a master servant kind of relation? Okay, so we should make it beautiful. So it is not right. I am your wife. You are my husband, but you don't take sex by force just because we are in a covenanted relationship called marriage. It's not right.
You, no matter what happens in the relationship, we should all try to tolerate each other. But raping your wife is not right. So Sissy,
It's not.
I think we have a lot of comments and contributions. Can I just read a few? Sister
Yes, dear, I'm
Diana,
ready.
I'm ready. Yeah. Sister Diana, thank you so much for joining us. We are so glad to see you this afternoon. He said, good afternoon, full-time buzzers. Good afternoon, my lovely sister. And Beatrice Apiacham, she also says, good afternoon. And welcome, Madame Gloria AMOATENG. Beatrice says welcome, says. And yeah, she was talking about the echo. I think the echo is better now, right? He said there's too much noise from her background and there's echo when she speaks. Okay, we are trying to resolve that. Yeah. She again says the echo is okay now, but it's only the background noise from the children. We are trying. My sister is trying her best to make them go to daddy, but they will not do it. We are trying. Sister Diana also said the noise. She says the noise is very distracting. The background noise is preventing the viewers from listening effectively. Oh, my darling sister. So sorry, we are trying our best. Beatrice says no amount of punishment can bring back self-esteem of the victims of rape. Sis, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I didn't get it. She says no amount of.
No amount of punishment can bring back the self-esteem of victims of rape.
Exactly my point, Grace. Yeah. I mean, we can decide to pay thousands of pounds or dollars or whatever. See this. If you have taken a woman's pride away, it cannot be restored. How will you restore that? She was not ready for it. You took it. Actually, you have stolen something from her. So no amount of punishment, even though the 25 years here in Ghana, which is the most severest we give to people, it is still not enough for the act that has been perpetrated against a woman. Even though, let me say that, well, men are also raped, just that, because rape is defined as the penetration. Usually, we say the men are seduced, but not all men also want sex and they're also taking advantage. But mostly women. So no amount of money, and she's absolutely right. No amount of punishment or money can make up for what she's lost by being raped. I agree with her.
Yes, you're very right. Okay, sis, now let's shift to the psychological intimidation or whatever they call it. For instance, the threat of being dismissed from a job or of not obtaining a job, which forces many women or young girls into sexual acts with their job providers. Can you say something about that?
Grace, can you please come again?
I'm talking about psychological intimidation. For instance, the threat of not being able to obtain a job or being dismissed from a job because your boss or job provider is harassing you sexually.
That is the worst of it. Because then you are telling the woman that all she's bringing to the table is just her vagina. I mean, forgive me, I'm a sex therapist, so usually I don't look away, I'm standing. I just mentioned there. So you want sex before you give a woman a job, then you are telling her that she's not bringing any intelligence on board. She's not bringing any qualification on board. All she has is her body, which is absolutely wrong. If you can go through her CV and then you pair it up with whoever, give her a fair competition, go through her CV, go see what she has, and then you do due diligence, make sure that, okay, There are three people vying for the position. Maybe, I mean, as compared to the other two, you don't make her. Give her, and don't give the job to her just because you think you can take advantage of her. Everybody who takes a CV somewhere is vulnerable. They are looking for a job. They need some stabilization in their lives. So if they are not level-headed or strong-headed, everything you require of them, they will give it out on a silver platter. So don't do that. I tell people, just because you're in position, just because you think you have power today, you can abuse people and then take advantage of them because, okay, well, it is my sake. When I put the pen on paper, then it can give you the job. If I don't, it doesn't. So I want this in exchange. It is so unfair. And there are some women who also do that to young guys. It's not like it's all men seeking sexual satisfaction from women before they give them job. There are some women who take advantage of cute and young guys because they are handsome. They can, meet up some sexual satisfaction before they also give them the job. So all round, it is wrong. You are telling the person, "I'll give you the job because you will give me sex," which is not true. In any case, is it her sexual aptitude that you need for the job that she's coming for? No. So give due diligence. If she doesn't qualify, she doesn't qualify. If she qualifies, give it to her because she's qualified, not because you think you can take advantage of the body. It is wrong, and I don't think that anybody, men or women, should embark on that. It takes away. I don't know how people feel when they say, "Give me sex before I give you the job." See, sex is so cheap now, Grace. I tell people, sex is everywhere. Sex is out there like that. It's, if that's all you are taking from somebody is sex, come on and come again. It is not proper. It is not proper. Grace, can you hear me?
Hello, sis.
Yeah. Grace, I'm listening.
We witness the same thing in our higher institutions, in our universities where professors exchange grades for sex.
Yeah. I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to get people to help me stop with the noise. I'm so sorry. All right. So it is everywhere, oh, Grace. It is so global. If you go to the educational institutions, it is there. Even in church, trust me, girlfriend, in church, people are demanding sex from youngsters because they see them as spiritual heads. And these young ones are vulnerable. They have an issue. They want to talk to, suffer in quotes. And then it turns something else. So, forgive me. So, in educational institutions, lectures, not too long ago, we saw BBC's reports on some of these things, and in Ghana, I was so devastated by it. I thought that these were big people. Well, the veracity of the issue has become it was yes, no, it wasn't coercion or whatever. But we all heard some of the conversations. They were willing to offer some things just because they were in those positions. So it is everywhere, from the church to schools to work or job areas, everywhere. Give me sex, I'll give you this. So everybody who has an advantage over you, holding what you want, would say, "Give me sex, then I'll give you what you want." And in your desperation, you think that, okay, well, sex is cheap, sex is nothing, so let me give it and then take it back. Unfortunately, that has been the trend, and I think the world must wake up, to a better thing than just give sex for value, give sex for your work, give sex for no, give sex before I hear you, and give sex, let me listen. No, it is all wrong. It is demeaning, it is devaluing to whoever is demanding, and even whoever is required of to give it, just because I need something. Somebody, yada yada yada. I don't think we should condone. I don't think we should condone. Institutions must rise up. If the person doesn't qualify, come on, don't qualify. If you want to help the person. It's okay. You don't qualify, but I believe in your abilities. I want to give you the opportunity without demanding anything. More so sex. Grace.
I think Sister Diana Gay Scott, she has a question for you. She says sexual harassment takes place everywhere, not only in the home. So what advice do you have for people in the workplace who are victims, especially when the boss or manager is the perpetrator?
I tell people we should bring our boldness level. You see, your job is at stake when you do all of these things, but you ask yourself, it will shock you that one person coming out boldly to talk will bring out a lot of debt swept under the carpet. One of my saddest is I don't even know if I can refer to it, but we all know the story. Bill Cosby. You see, it took one woman to stand up. Yes, I'm sure she lost a lot of things. She lost her pride. I'm sure there were women, black women, who came up against her, telling her, "You want to downgrade your fellow black, la 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 la, la like that." But she stood up, and then look at the result. Look at women who came out to say that he did the same to me. Yes, he did that. He did that. So yes, your job might be at stake. After all, probably he's the employer himself, or maybe he's just the boss, also an employee. You can take up the case, but you should be willing to lose it all. Otherwise, you don't gain nothing. I know the times are difficult. Look at this COVID season. Some of us are losing jobs. And then imagine your boss is coming up with all of this in quote nonsense. I like that word nonsense, pardon me. Then you want to get up and say, I want to fight my boss. It's a tough one, Grace. But see, as long as you keep your dignity, fight that cause. Because you will be a mouthpiece for other women. You will be a stronghold, a fortress for other women who are not able to speak. For all you know, you are not the only person who is going through that same thing. And I said, who is, doing that thing again. So you can always go back and then be rewarded for it, even if it takes years. People will mention and say, wow, it was this woman who this, that. But also be ready that you'll be castigated on all sides by your fellow women, sadly, okay, and then by men too, who think that you want to disgrace a man who has fulfilled or a man who has achieved. If he has achieved, why is he doing something that is not in quote, related to achieving, status?
Status. Yes.
So report to the right authority. Without being antagonistic, I tell people you can always say or make your case known without being disrespectful. Gather the evidence.
Yes.
Gather the whatever that would need to if you go without an evidence, that is where people will come and castigate you. Oh, you are just talking, you don't have it. Gather an evidence, get him on tape, get him on video, get something that you can hold. And then make sure that you are not just out there to destroy somebody's spirit, but really he has really done what you say he has done. Because we also heard of women who come up with false allegations. We know that the other side of the coin is also there. The other side of the coin is also there.
Yes. Okay, so before you accuse somebody, make sure that you are saying the right thing. You're not lying.
Yeah, you have the evidence.
You have to get at least an evidence of that sexual harassment. And then you speak up. Don't be afraid. Come out. You might be an inspiration to others to also come out and speak. Okay. So now, let's go to female genital mutilation, which is also a very common practice in various African cultures. So, what are the physical and psychological effects on the victim, and how do we eradicate this? What I call outmoded practice.
The education. Well, I can speak for Ghana because here I see a lot of things being done. We have a lot of education ongoing, and here in Ghana, it happens mostly in our northern part. The prime reason they say they are using it for is to take away people's their pleasure or whatever that will make them go in for sex. If they don't feel it, then they won't go in for sex, which I think is wrong. It is happening. And there are campaigns against it. We call it FGM. There are NGOs pushing it, the government itself. But trust me, in very, very remotest places, it is still happening, unfortunately. It is still happening. it is also an emotional crime against womanhood. I can't fathom it. You see, I said that everything God gave us is good. Oh. God gave us, the only thing God gave us that we are allowed to cut off is circumcision with a man. That you can remove the foreskin. Even if that one you don't want, it's not forced, you don't remove it. But what about us women? I don't even see what it is that they remove. I try to get it. I don't know. What is there that they remove? But they say they remove a certain skin, yada, 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 and I don't get it. Okay. So it is a sexual crime. In our law, there is nothing like that yet that people can be. It's like now an advocacy that we are running that don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But it takes away a woman's pride. It takes away our ego. In fact, the little ego we enjoy, it takes it away because when she grows up into the midst of other young ladies, probably who are from the southern side, and then they haven't experienced that, and then they are talking about orgasm or orgasmic issues related to sex. You cannot say that, oh, I also enjoy that because something has been taken away. Okay. And then if you don't get strong-minded youngsters, they tend to think that they are inadequate because something has been taken away from them. Okay, so we are still advocating, we are still appealing to our authorities, in fact, our people from our olden days. You see, a woman's clitoral setup adds up to the beauty of sex. Okay, so I don't think that we have the right to take away that pleasure. I don't think so, just because of a certain culture, or and we are saying that okay, if we used to do that, now it's outmoded. We realize that I mean, even if that clitoral whatever mutilation is still there or is not done, a woman is still a full woman. She doesn't need to go through that process, and it's painful. Some women bleed, and thinking about it, it's you know. So I don't think that we should encourage it. We keep telling people not to do it, not to do it. Don't kill the beauty of womanhood, even with that FGM, you know. So we are telling our people of culture not to. It's time to end it. I mean, just one time. Let's just end it. Let's just end it. Grace.
It must end, sis, because you cannot take the beauty, as you said, the beauty of a woman. Yeah. The woman will feel inadequate once that is done to her. Beatrice is saying, unfortunately, the main perpetrators of female genital mutilation is the women themselves. Those older women who themselves have been through and are very much aware that is not good. Yeah, you're very right, sis.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Because how can an older woman?
Exactly.
Mhm. Please go ahead.
I see. This is done by older women. Oh, it's not by older women of culture. I mean, they have gone through the process. Meanwhile, you know what it took away from you, but for the sake of culture. So we say we do it. Oh, we are continuing what our ancestors. Please, this is nothing good to continue from ancestral whatever. If there's anything we want to continue from our ancestors, we should think about placing value on people. We should think about teaching people respect. We should think about, you know, I mean, transferring the spirit of hard work. You know, if there is something good we want to transfer from our ancestors, let's transfer their wisdom, let's transfer their, in fact, some of their wisdom, not all the things they did at the time, can we say is relatable to us now. It's not because I know I can't speak to you. I wanted to insert in a certain way. It's not because we are too wise, but it's because we have advanced with civilization. So there are some things they are unnecessary. They are simply unnecessary, and they just destroy our emotions. So older women who know culture, let's look at how those culture impacted on us negatively, and let's not inflict the same wounds on our younger generation. Let's teach our younger girls to be stronger, to be able to stand up for their themselves, for their emotions. Let them be responsible for the decisions they make. Let's teach them maturity. Let's teach them value. Okay, and let's teach them intelligence and hard work. You know, because the men say it's a men's world, and that is why they keep always putting a woman in a sexual image as if that's what we are good for. Okay, but that's not what we are good for. And it's time we stand up without being disrespectful. Let's stand up for our cause, and let's kind of I don't know. Let's honk our own case. I am an intelligent woman. I am a beautiful woman, and I don't have to go through FGM. I mean, I don't have to go through or being a sexual machine or a sexual epitome. That's not what I carry. I have intelligence. I bring a lot to the table, and it's time we transfer this to the younger generations and especially to our female generations because now social media is here. And how are we even using social media? Let me just chip in this. When we see a music video, do you know that all our men will be covered up? All our men will be covered, even if they are showing some form of nakedness. You see only their shirts their buttons unfastened. So you see, for women, we wear all the skimpy stuff. We show all the as Africans, that is not our culture. So we are like, whoa, what is this? The men are all covered up. Then they'll come back to, tell us that all we stand for is sexuality. That's not cool. That's not cool. So we must state our case in a beautiful way that we come in a full package and not just as sexual epitomes or sexual pictures or that kind of thing. Great.
Thank you, sister. You said it all. You said it all. You said it all. Thank you very much for addressing this issue. Sis, many girls leave the shores of Africa with the promise of a better life, but they end up being blackmailed into prostitution or sometimes even forced into sexual slavery after taking black oath. So what do you think as parents we should do in the upbringing of our daughters to protect them against this phenomenon? Because I know that as a mother, if you are bringing up, you are instilling values, how to appreciate yourself, you're instilling values, positive values into your child and how she should appreciate herself. I don't think somebody can deceive her into traveling overseas or living at the shores of the continent to pursue sometimes mirage, as I always call it.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about
It's always come down to poverty, Grace. And poverty. As Africans, we see poverty. Just that we forget that poverty is not only an African thing. There are poorest people in America. There are poorest people in Canada. There are poorest people in the Arabian country. In fact, everywhere. I don't know if I can quote. I can paraphrase. There's something in the Bible that says that when Jesus was telling his followers that the poor you will always have with you. When Mary Magdalene poured the sweet fragrance to his feet, and then all of them came, oh, this is expensive. We could sell this and then give it to feed the poor, blah, blah, blah. Jesus told them that the poor you will always have with you. So it's something that is, let me say, a natural phenomenon. These 5 hands, as Africans, we say that all of our fingers are not same. Okay, and you see the difference, guys. My thumb is different, my forefinger is different, my middle finger is different, my ring finger is different, my little finger, pinky, like they say, is different. It tells us that these are the differences that we have. However, we have the opportunity to be this. This is the tallest of all the fingers. Let me see if I'm showing it well. Okay, so this is the tallest of my fingers. Life will present all of us equal opportunities, but not all of us will have access to equal opportunities. Okay, so it comes down to poverty. I want to be better, I want to be good, but if I don't desire to be like Beyonce, I can be my own successful woman in my own comfort without being Beyonce, but being happy too. If we all want, and we know that it is greener on the other side, that is what we say. We also forget that if we can cultivate our land and then give it a little water here and there, in fact, be continuous, be consistent in taking care of the very small land we have, we can grow it to become something beautiful. So we need to tell ourselves, because even my age people still, yeah, it's not like I wouldn't want to travel when I have the opportunity. I would want to travel, But I would want also to use that opportunity because we agree, Grace, that there are things that are better institutionally there in the Western world than our parts of the world, Africa. So I would want to use those opportunities. For example, if I want to go to school and I can gather the resources, yes. But the unfortunate side is where again I'm saying that we have been epitomized as sex tools. So the quickest way to get money is sex. So the person will come and tell you all sort of things, beautiful things. You can come and take care of your poor old mother. You can come and build something small for your poor old mother and make life for yourself. They will take you there without telling you the true picture. That they will go there, they'll take your passport and stuff. You don't have your freedom again. It's not like you have freedom to do other work so that you can earn this, but you are pushed into sex. So let's tell them the reality. If they want it, then they would go. Otherwise, let's tell our girls that there is beauty in hard work, and God blesses. God blesses. I may not have mansions, but Grace, a little push will also not put you outside into the rains, into any atmospheric exposure. So let's tell our girls that it's all hard work. Let's tell our girls that success doesn't come cheap. Even if you want to go using sex and prostitution, there is the fear of diseases. There is the fear of death as a result of these diseases. And in fact, the fact that you can even meet somebody who will just kill you that same night that they pretended they want to sleep with you. So let's tell our girls that we are more than just sex too. Let's put a little effort into learning. Here, we believe in learning trade. Learn something, sewing, learn whatever, cake, what do they call these things? I mean, learn something. And by dint of hard work and God's blessings, I believe in God blessing us great. By God's blessings, on that little thing you have in your hand, you can become and do something good. Even if it takes quite a number of times, you can say proudly that this I am proud of because this is what I am able to achieve. Great. This is the message we should tell young African girls. We need to do the hard work, and we need to rise up to the top. It doesn't come on the silver platter. It doesn't come on the silver. Anything that comes cheap on the silver platter, you can easily lose it too. So let's do the hard work. Great.
Sis, you said it all. You said it all. We have to be careful as girls, young girls, as women. Because there's one thing I've noticed among the young girls or the young generation. They just want to be rich quickly, so fast. That's why some of them will be dating sugar daddies, doing all sorts of things, prostitution, the so-called slave queens, doing so many abominable things just to become rich. So we should be very careful. Sis, let me read 2 more comments from our lovely viewers.
Okay.
Beatrice, Beatrice Apiachem, she says, you are right, sis. Poverty is the main issue here. We are all running outside in order to better our lives and get a better future for our children. But people must be careful whenever they are about to travel, because most of these agents are fraudsters. Yeah, you're very right, sis. Yeah, we've witnessed so many incidents here, even here in Kuwait. Girls that have been duped, and they paid so much. They spent so much of fortune. Some had to sell their land, some property, just to travel here, and then ending up in houses to work as domestic workers, or what do you call it, the housemates. After being promised good jobs as nurses, teachers, because most of them traveling are professionals. They are not, I will not say illiterate, but they are professionals. They are highly educated, but they find themselves inside homes and maltreated because of some fraudsters, because they did not do the background check before traveling. And Sister Diana, she said, wonderful advice. So we have to try to educate our girls about the dangers of this get rich mentality. Since you have anything to say about that, I think you mentioned something.
It's a syndrome.
Yes.
It's a syndrome. girls get rich syndrome. It's like you want to take it as an injection. You see, the days of hard work is tough for me. So the person wants to just get it out quick. If I can travel, and then the thought that the money will be dollars, it will be whatever. That is always more heavier and valuable than our local currency. It's always the thing. And you are thinking that, oh, if I can get this, if I change it into our local currency, they can do that. They do all those calculations. In fact, we do it all. So when we go and we know that, okay, but we forget that there are atmospheric challenges to these things. They are, societal challenges. In fact, I saw some of the stories of these young women being exploited into sexual activities in some of these our Arabian countries, and I was sad. Grace, some die, some don't come back home, and your parents will think that yes, you are out there, but no, well, you are dead. And then at a point that they'll think that, oh, we are not hearing of you again because, oh, maybe issues. But they are challenges. They are bosses sleeping with these mates. And some of the things they say, when you hear them, it's so sad. So yes, it's a get rich syndrome. But let's also tell them that get rich quick is not there. Whatever you get quick, you might lose quick. So let's put in. If you know how hard you got something, you will take care of it. Great. You will be grateful for it. You would want to manage it properly and well. All right. So everybody will want it quick, but let's know that it has issues, and let's go through the mail. Let's go through the mail. Look at gold before it becomes refined. The heat. If gold has mark, it will talk. It will shout. It's not easy. But the final refined product of gold, it's beautiful to behold. You know that. It's beautiful. So let's always look at that process. I believe that God will grace us, and then we get a better understanding.
Amen. 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 My late grandmother used to say, she used to say something, say, easy go, easy come or something.
Yeah.
She make us laugh.
Easy go, it will go easy. That's it.
Yeah. So, sis, let's go back to our girls. You know that girls in our part of the world, especially, I'll talk about Ghana or Africa in general. They are usually blamed for having put their family to shame. Especially if the girl was not married and she became pregnant during rape. Some families even try to resolve this by allowing the rapist to marry the victim. So as to restore the family honor or dignity or whatever they call it. But do you think such easy punishments rather justify and encourage or deter sexual violence?
It doesn't deter sexual violence. Even though from the onset, I think that our grandparents or our older folks think that if they can get you to marry, the lady you have so impregnated, you would be able to, in fact, you will see the pain in what you have done. The mentality is that, okay, so you're going to impregnate a girl, you marry that girl. It is supposed to be a certain punishment to you, eat the fruit of your labor. So some boys, for example, your education, some boys, not all, it's only recently though, because usually if you go impregnate a girl, you continue schooling as long as you say, oh, I'm not the one, and then the girl suffers for it. It is not enough deterrence because apart from the fact that you have caused me harm by taking away my womanhood, what shows that I want to spend my life with you? I mean, I may not want to spend my life with you. I mean, so why should I be forced into marriage with you? What I think society can do is to make you responsible for the seed, if there is pregnancy, for the child that is come. As for honor, I know us as Africans and our love for honor. Oh yes, a child should go through the beauty, get married, and then the blessing. We love that. That to us is that I have taken care of my daughter well. She's brought us honor. In fact, every parent would love that. Every parent, I would love that. But in cases where they've gone to get pregnant as a result of rape or whatever, even if it was their own consent, I think that forcing them to marry the so-called men, unless they say that, oh, okay, we would love to marry. But if not, I don't think that it will be a deterrent punishment to force the guy to marry her as a result. No. If it was rape and it was reported so, let's let the laws take it up. But as like I told you from the onset, you have an elder who will come and say, oh, it's my son. You want to apologize. Let's take the case out of court and do settlement at home, blah, blah, blah. And then it ends nowhere. They will promise heaven and earth to take care of that. They don't even do it. They don't even get to do it. You see, so forcing them to marry them to restore family honor as Africans, we love it. I don't think it's right unless the two people involved would want to be married anyway. Otherwise, no, we shouldn't encourage that.
Looking at your rapist all your life, looking at your rapist morning after night, the person who ruined your life, you know, it's so sad and unfortunate. You know, in several cultures around the world where women are seen as property, any resistance from her, you know, like to resist against sexual violence is perceived by the sex offender as an insult to his manhood. So what do you think the community and society in general should do to change this mindset?
Okay, let me try and then see. I think my noise has increased again. I think that we cannot keep condoning bad if it's bad. If bad is bad, let's say it's bad. So society has to accept the fact that I'm trying to get some people calm a little. Society has to get to the realization that sex happens between human beings. Okay, well, it happens between animals, well, but we are talking in the realms of as humans. I am a human being. Well, I am a higher animal. I am a human being. Why would you want to, you know, have sex like an animal? So it's only animals that you see the chicken running and then the cock will be following it by horse, that kind of thing. So let's do the thing amicably. If I don't want to do it today, can we do it tomorrow? Or okay, it's just this hour that I'm not too comfortable. Maybe I'm not feeling too well, or something. Especially in the context where you know for sure that the woman is not using it as a punishment. Let me also be frank too, like Grace. There are women who will also use the sex as a tool for punishment because they want something from their men. I'm not saying that it is right, even that for the men to take advantage of them. Okay, but we are two adults. Let's engage in this sexual activity as the adults that we are. If I don't want it, respect the decision. I don't want it. It is not a touch on your ego. It is not an infringement on. It's a right, but you see, rights also come with responsibility. Is that not what we say? So yes, you have rights, but your rights must come with responsibility. One of the responsibilities in this contest may be that I am not your wife or your partner is not ready for it, but you are willing to understand to say that okay, let's talk about it tomorrow if you are okay. And sometimes to let's do things to create the environment to make it easier. I know sometimes you're not in the mood or your partner is not in the mood, but sometimes because of the environment, they will even give in without even a dent of thought. So if we could
Okay, so sorry for the technical hitch. We'll get our sister back online shortly. And as you know, we are discussing about sexual violence and how it affects girls and women in our society. You know, in several cultures around the world, and especially in Africa, Black people, women are seen as property. And any resistance to this perception is seen as an insult, you know, because we see man as that macho thing, he has a final say, and as a woman, you are the property. So it's not really easy, but I believe that as society, as community, as parents, as grandparents, as aunties and uncles, we can do more to change this perception by first accepting women as an equal partner. Okay, I think my sister is back.
Yeah, I'm back on.
Yeah, I'm back on. Okay. So you were talking about what the community can do to change the mindset of men who see sex.
It's advocacy. Let's keep hammering it. That if your wife says I don't want sex, it's not a touch on your ego. Your ego is still intact, whether she gives you sex or not. Okay, and I'm saying that if you can't get it today, maybe you can get it tomorrow. So let's all behave as the adults that we are, and then interact more. Sometimes try to even put yourself aside and find out, hi honey, what's up? Something. Let's talk. I'm also saying, and I'm agreeing to the fact that there are some women who use it as a tool of punishment for whatever has happened, which is not appropriate anyway. But it still doesn't justify rape in any sense. It doesn't justify any rape activity that you want just because she's your wife or she's your partner and she didn't give. Grace, can you hear me?
Are we as a society doing enough to protect the girl child against rape, which may lead to unwanted pregnancies, that's STD, suicide, and even murder? You think society is doing enough to protect the girl child, or even as parents? Hello? Oh, I think my sister is off again. Okay, so as parents, what I know we should be doing is to protect our girls. Our girl child should be our topmost priority. Should be our topmost priority. Because back home in Africa or in Ghana, in my place, I see so many young girls working as domestic servants in rich people's homes. And I have heard stories about their employers sexually abusing them, doing so many bad stuff to them. And because they have nobody to protect them, their parents are not there to provide for them. They are unable to deal with this issue. So we must do so much for our children. We must do a lot for our children to protect our children, our girl child. They are vulnerable. We should not leave them into people's hands, the abusers who destroy their lives and future. Because, for instance, if this person is wealthy or influential in society, if he rapes this little girl, nobody knows what is happening. The girl is going through or what is happening to her. And I don't think anybody will fight for her rights. So as a society, we should do a lot for our girl children. I know so many, yeah. Sis, you're back.
I'm back, Grace. I think that I'm having trouble shooting. The connection is now misbehaving now.
Yeah, I think we are almost done. We are on our last question. So I was asking that, you think society is doing enough to protect the girl child against rape, which may lead to unwanted pregnancy, STD, suicide, and even murder? Because I've seen so many girls, young girls, getting pregnant inside their so-called sponsors' homes. Children from poor background, parents who cannot take care of their children, they send these girls to work in homes where their sponsors or their employers end up abusing them. So you think that society or even as parents, are we doing enough?
Grace, my network caught up.
How can I hear me? Hello?
Hello, Grace. Help me out here. I want us to finish beautifully.
Okay. Yeah. You can just round up if you have any special message.
I didn't get a question.
Yeah, I was asking that, you think society is doing enough to protect the girl child against rape. You know, potential rapists, rape incident that may lead to unwanted pregnancy. Because I know children who have contracted HIV/AIDS or even gonorrhea as a result of rape. So do you think that parents and society, we are doing enough? Are we doing enough to protect our girl child?
If we say enough, well, we are not there yet, but I believe that we'll get there. We are not doing enough, but we keep, the education is on. The education is on, though. Just that when it gets to some point, we are too used to it. So it doesn't become news to us again, or it doesn't become horrifying to us again, which is dangerous. So I think that we should keep hammering on it. We should keep striking it home until men and women get it, that every form of sexual violence is wrong, and that we should enter or have sex as, condescending adults. And for the violence and the pedophiles, they ask for the least set of them, the better. All those are sexual violence anyway. I don't see what you see that you say that I want to defile that child when they are older women. For Christ's sake, if you are so pressed, go on there to a whole house instead of going to defile a child to get whatever satisfaction out of it.
So sis, it's like your network is really disturbing. So sorry, we have to end the program. I think time is fast spent, but it was an honor having you here with us today.
It is better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry for the network. Oh, my sister, she was saying something very important. But anyway, I think we received the message that you sent across with a good heart, and I know society from henceforth is going to do more to protect the girl child. Thank you so much, Sister Gloria, for joining us today. It has been a great time with you, and I know that this is not going to be the last. We are going to have you again another time. So thank you, lovely viewers, for joining us, Sister Mercy, Sister Diana, Beatrice, Mama Stanalen, and you all lovely people that make time to join us today. I may not be able to mention all of your names, but we appreciate your love and support. Thank you very much. So next week, don't miss another interesting episode of My Women. Till then, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Sweet mother, I never forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, what you dey cry, yo yo? Stop, make you no cry again, no. When I want sleep, my mother go text me. She go lie me well for bed. She cover me clouds, say make you sleep, my pikin no. no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If ya no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, I love you. Sweet mother, je n'oublierai jamais tout cet amour que tu as su me donner. Sweet mother, je n'oublierai jamais, maman, oh, tout cet amour que tu as su me donner. Quand je pleure, Sweet mother me prend dans ses bras et me dit mon bébé, oh pourquoi tu pleures, yo yo, stop, 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 et ne pleure plus mon bébé, oh.